So here's the deal. The Atlanta Hawks just made a bold move that could shake up the Eastern Conference. They landed Kristaps Porzingis in a 3-team trade involving the Brooklyn Nets and the Boston Celtics. Now, Boston's role in all of this was pretty straightforward. They essentially got into the deal to duck under that infamous second apron, which, as we know, is all about keeping their financials in check. In return, they didn't get much. A second-round pick in Georgia's Niang. That's it. Nothing flashy. Nothing game-changing. Just a move to clean up the books. But the real fireworks came from Atlanta, bringing in Kristaps Porzingis. That's the type of swing you take when you're a team that has room to gamble. The Hawks, with their youthful roster and no immediate pressure to win a championship, are exactly that. They're not the Lakers with LeBron on his final legs, or the Warriors trying to maximize Steph's twilight. They're not in win-now mode with the clock ticking. They're building. They're developing. And that's why this move could be genius or a complete bust, and either way, it's not going to destroy their future. Now, Porzingis is not exactly the model of reliability. Let's be honest here, he's known as much for his injury history as for his ability to space the floor and block shots. He gives you around 40 games a season on average, and that's being generous. That's the kind of stat that makes contending teams like the Lakers or the Spurs hesitate. Do you really want to bet your postseason hopes on a guy who might not even be available when it matters most? But if you're the Hawks, that's not the concern. For Atlanta, the upside outweighs the risk. If Porzingis stays healthy, you've got a stretch big who can protect the rim and give Trae Young a perfect pick-and-pop partner. If he doesn't, well, your core is still intact. Your guys are all young, and you just move on. That's the key here. It's a low-risk, high-reward move. You're not jeopardizing a title window. You're not mortgaging the future. You're adding a piece that could elevate your ceiling without blowing up the foundation. That's the type of gamble smart front offices make when they know where they are in the cycle. But this trade raises a very interesting question. What happens to Onyeka Okongwu now? Because with Clint Capela on the way out, and yes, that's pretty much a given at this point, Okongwu was supposed to be the next man up. He was the guy the Hawks were developing to take over that center spot. He's young, athletic, versatile on both ends of the floor, and last season, he showed some serious signs of growth. So are the Hawks really going to shove him to the bench in favor of Porzingis? It's hard to imagine you trade for Kristaps just to have him ride the pine. He's making real money. He's a name. He's a player you want on the floor if he's healthy. So the likely scenario is Porzingis starts, maybe at the 5. Maybe in a twin tower look with Okongwu, but either way, it complicates things. And if Okongwu is pushed to a bench role, is he okay with that? Or does that make him a potential trade piece? Let's not forget, the Lakers already tried to get Okongwu at the last trade deadline. They offered a pretty solid package, the same deal they floated for Mark Williams, Jalen Duren, and Walker Kessler. Charlotte was the team that bid, going for that offer in exchange for Williams. But the fact that Okongwu was in those discussions tells you the Lakers like him a lot, and with Capela likely gone, you'd think the Hawks would want to hold on to him, even if Porzingis is your starter. You want a backup who can give you solid minutes, especially when KP is bound to miss games. But again, if the right offer comes along, Atlanta might be tempted to move him. And from the Lakers side, the interest is still very real. They need a center. They need a long-term solution. They've been linked to several guys, but Okongwu fits what they're looking for: young, athletic, switchable, and under contract for 3 more years on a pretty team-friendly deal. He's making $15 million this season, $16.1 the next, and $16.8 after that. That's not star money. That's high-end rotation money. You can afford to bring him off the bench if you have to, but you're getting starter-level production. That's huge. So what would it take to get him? The Lakers would probably have to come back with a similar package to what they offered before. Think Dalton Knecht, a first-round pick, maybe a pick swap, and some salary filler like Gabe Vincent. That might be enough to get Atlanta's attention, especially if they believe Porzingis is their guy going forward. And honestly, if you're the Lakers, that's not a bad price to pay. You're getting a guy who could be your starting center for the next decade. That kind of stability is rare, and when you're building around someone like Anthony Davis, or even preparing for a future without LeBron, that's exactly the type of move you need to be making. Now, let's talk numbers for a second. Last season, Okongwu played 74 games, started in 40 of them, and averaged just under 28 minutes per game. He put up 13.4 points, 9 rebounds to 0.3 assists, and shot nearly 57% From the field, he's not a 7-footer, he's about 6'10", 240, but he plays big. He crashes the glass, protects the paint, and is starting to develop a little range. He shot 32% from 3 on 2 attempts per game, and while that's not lights out, it's promising. The year before, he took fewer threes but hit 33%. If he can bump that up to 35 or 36%, now you've got a stretch-capable big who can defend all over the floor. Free throw shooting, solid, 76% on 3 attempts. That's a good sign. Offensive boards, 3 per game. That's hustle. That's energy. That's exactly what a team like the Lakers needs alongside a guy like Anthony Davis who prefers to float on the perimeter at times, and defensively, he's got the tools. 1 steal, 1 block per game. And he doesn't shy away from switching onto guards. He's exactly the type of modern big you want. And let's not overlook how he finished the season. In the final stretch, he had some monster games, a 30-point, 4-rebound game, a 28-point, 12-rebound outing. When given the opportunity, he delivered. That's what you want to see from a young player stepping into a bigger role. So back to Atlanta, what's the plan here? Do you start Porzingis at the 5? Slide Jalen Johnson to the 4 and run with that? Maybe Bogdanovic at the 2. Trae Young running the point and figure out the rest around that core? Or do you try to fit Okongwu and Porzingis together? It's possible. KP can stretch the floor, and Okongwu can do the dirty work inside, but lineups like that can get tricky, especially against smaller, faster teams. And then there's the wild card. Does Okongwu want to stay if he's not the starter? Some players are fine with a bench role if they're winning, but others want that starting spot. They want the minutes, they want the touches, and if he's not getting that in Atlanta, you better believe teams will be calling. The Lakers, the Mavericks, the Spurs, they'd all be in the mix. Honestly, if the Lakers are serious about finding a long-term center, this might be their best shot. Okongwu isn't perfect, but he checks a lot of boxes. He's young, he's improving, he's under contract, and he fits their timeline. If it costs a first and some filler, that's a deal you seriously consider, because let's be real, the Lakers aren't just one piece away. They need help on the wings, they need depth. But finding a center who can do what Okongwu does, that's a lot harder than finding a 3-and-D wing. Plus, having him locked in for 3 years gives the Lakers flexibility. You know what you're paying him, you know what he brings. And while the rest of the roster gets sorted out, you've got that anchor in the middle. By the time he's up for his next contract, hopefully you've got your core established. Maybe you've made a deep playoff run. Maybe you found your next star. Whatever the case, you're not scrambling for a big man every offseason. And for Atlanta, it's all about deciding what direction they want to go. If Porzingis is the guy, and they're ready to let Okongwu walk eventually, maybe it's smarter to get value now. But if they think they can make it work with both, keep that depth and flexibility, maybe they hang on. Either way, this trade changes things. It opens doors, it raises questions, and it sets the stage for what could be a fascinating offseason. The other layer to all this is how Atlanta actually envisions their identity moving forward. Adding a player like Kristaps Porzingis signals a shift, whether subtle or dramatic. That's what we're about to find out. Because a front office doesn't just bring in someone like KP unless they see him as a central piece, not just another rotation guy. He's not coming to be a placeholder. He's coming to contribute, to elevate. And if that's the case, then the Hawks need to commit to a style of play that maximizes his unique skill set. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on. In a surprising twist that has sent ripples through the NBA rumor mill, the Los Angeles Lakers are reportedly making a blockbuster offer to acquire Memphis Grizzlies star Ja Morant. Sources suggest that the Lakers are not only willing to offer a substantial financial package, but are also including one of their key players, Austin Reaves, as part of the potential trade. This unexpected move has ignited intense speculation about the Lakers' strategy for the upcoming season and their ambitions to regain championship glory. Ja Morant, known for his electrifying athleticism and clutch performances, has firmly established himself as one of the most exciting young talents in the league. His dynamic style of play and ability to take over games have made him a fan favorite and a centerpiece for the Grizzlies. However, whispers around the league indicate that Memphis might be considering options as they evaluate their future roster composition and salary cap flexibility. The Lakers' interest could signal a bold attempt to revamp their squad around a superstar who can instantly change the team's trajectory. What makes this potential deal even more intriguing is the inclusion of Austin Reaves, a rising star for the Lakers. Reaves has gained recognition for his versatile scoring and solid defense, becoming an important contributor in Los Angeles' rotation. The idea of the Lakers parting ways with Reaves underscores their serious intent to land Morant and create a new core that could challenge the dominant forces in the Western Conference. While some fans may be skeptical about giving up a promising talent like Reaves, the allure of pairing Morant with LeBron James and Anthony Davis is tempting for the Lakers front office to ignore. Though no official statements have been made, NBA insiders speculate that negotiations could be heating up behind closed doors. The financial component of the offer reportedly involves a significant contract extension or a lucrative deal structure designed to convince Morant to embrace a Lakers uniform. This would represent a major shakeup in the league's balance of power and potentially signal a new era for Los Angeles basketball. On the other hand, Memphis faces a difficult decision, balancing the benefits of acquiring valuable assets against the loss of a franchise player. As this story unfolds, fans and analysts alike are eagerly watching for confirmation or denial from either organization. The mere possibility of Ja Morant joining the Lakers is enough to stir excitement and debate across social media platforms, sports shows, and NBA forums. Could this be the blockbuster trade that reshapes the playoff landscape and reignites the Lakers' championship ambitions? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the NBA offseason just became much more fascinating with this emerging rumor at center stage. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.